Power begins in the mind, not in armies, money, or titles. A weak mind will sabotage even the strongest body. A disciplined mind can command nations. Machiavelli never trusted emotions. He saw them as tools to be used against others, but never allowed to rule oneself. Those who let anger, love, or fear guide them are puppets. Those who cut these strings become masters. Hey there, awesome viewers. Before we dive into this epic story, do us a solid and smash that like button, drop a comment to share your thoughts, and hit subscribe to join our amazing community for more thrilling adventures. Let's get started. The world doesn't care how hard you try, or how good you are. It rewards those who see reality as it is. Cold, unforgiving, and full of opportunities for those bold enough to seize them. This is not about becoming motivated. Motivation is for the herd. This is about becoming untouchable. You will learn to harden your thoughts, sharpen your judgment, and control yourself so completely that no one else ever can. Most people will never do this. They're too soft, too desperate to be liked. But if you're still here, you're not most people. Prove it. Like this video, subscribe, and show the world you're strong enough to handle what comes next. Weakness doesn't begin in the body. It begins in the mind. The first chain that binds you is invisible. The need to be accepted, approved, and applauded. This is the chain Machiavelli would tell you to break first because it makes you predictable, and predictable people are easy to control. Look around you. Most people live like prisoners who don't even see the bars. They worry about who likes them, who follows them, who whispers about them. Every move they make is dictated by fear of losing approval. But approval is worthless. It's a leash, and whoever holds it controls you. Machiavelli taught that a prince must rule himself before he rules others. That means cutting off every mental attachment that weakens your judgment. Stop craving validation. Stop letting other people's opinions dictate your mood. The moment you stop seeking permission to think, you become dangerous. Ask yourself, do you say what you believe or what people expect to hear? Do you choose your own path, or do you wait for applause before you move? Every hesitation, every compromise is another shackle. When you destroy this weakness, people feel it. They sense you can't be bribed with compliments or controlled by shame. They may not like you, and that's the point. Machiavelli warned that it is far safer to be feared than loved, because love is given freely and withdrawn freely, but fear is rooted in respect. When your mind stops chasing affection, it commands respect without asking. Breaking your mental chains is not about becoming reckless. It's about becoming untouchable. The opinions of others should be like wind. You feel it, but it never moves you. When you reach this state, you begin to see how easily people are manipulated by their hunger for approval. You'll see colleagues desperate for recognition, leaders terrified of criticism, friends bending themselves to fit in, and you will rise above all of them because their chains are still intact while yours lie shattered on the floor. But do not expect applause for this transformation. People will resent your freedom because it exposes their slavery. They will call you cold, arrogant, or even ruthless. Good, let them speak. Machiavelli would tell you this is a sign you're no longer under their control. The first victory is not over the world, it's over yourself. Kill your need to be liked, and you kill the first weakness every ruler, warrior, and thinker must overcome. Only then can you begin to shape reality instead of being shaped by it. Most people live like prey. They scan the world for threats, hoping not to be noticed, hoping not to be chosen as the target. Their first thought in every decision is, what if I fail? What if someone judges me? What if I lose? That is the voice of prey, a mind conditioned to react, not to act. Machiavelli despised this mentality because it leaves you vulnerable to anyone willing to move first. A predator does not wait for permission, does not freeze under pressure, and does not waste time worrying about being liked. A predator moves with purpose. To think like a predator, you must train your mind to ask different questions. Where is the weakness? What can I take? How can I move before anyone else sees the opening? This does not mean becoming reckless or cruel. It means becoming strategic. Instead of waiting to see how the world will treat you, you decide how you will treat the world. Look at how people operate in business, politics, even personal relationships. Most hesitate. They overthink. They wait for someone else to make the first move, and by the time they react, the opportunity is gone. Machiavelli advised rulers to act decisively when fortune opens a door, not to stand outside, debating whether they deserve to enter. A predator's mind is proactive, not reactive. It studies the field long before the attack. It notices patterns, weaknesses, and opportunities others miss because they are too busy busy worrying about themselves, and when the moment comes to strike, it moves without hesitation. This mentality applies to everything: your career, your relationships, your ambitions. Stop asking what if I fail and start asking what happens if I never try? What happens if I let someone weaker take what could have been mine? That fear should drive you more than failure ever could. But here's the critical difference: a predator is calm. It does not rush blindly at its target. It calculates, it stalks, and it chooses the perfect moment. This is where mental discipline matters. If you let anger or desperation drive you, you stop thinking like a predator and start thinking like prey again, chasing instead of choosing. Machiavelli wrote that fortune favors the bold, but boldness without calculation is suicide. You must build the habit of moving forward while others freeze, yet always with precision. Do not strike every target. Strike only the ones worth taking. Do not chase every opportunity. Seize only those that strengthen your position. People will notice when you start thinking this way. They will feel it while they are busy worrying about being judged. You are already 3 moves ahead. While they are afraid of taking risks, you have already positioned yourself to collect the reward. This creates an invisible power. Others begin to follow your lead because you seem to know where you are going. Most importantly, predators do not explain themselves. They do not justify their ambition, their moves, or their victories. They simply act, and the world adjusts. If you want to become mentally dangerous, stop broadcasting your plans. Stop asking for approval and stop waiting for someone to give you the green light. You give yourself permission, no one else. Machiavelli's prince understood that hesitation is death. So must you. Kill the prey mentality inside you. Replace fear with strategy, hesitation with movement, and excuses with results. When you think like a predator, the world stops feeling like a threat and starts looking like an open field full of opportunities waiting for you to take them. Strength that can be seen is strength that can be countered. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. A prince who shows all his intentions invites resistance. A warrior who displays his weapons gives his enemies time to prepare. True power hides in plain sight, calm, quiet, and underestimated. Most people make the fatal mistake of broadcasting their emotions and ambitions. They want credit for every move they make. They tell the world what they are planning, thinking this will earn them admiration. In reality, it only gives others the map to sabotage them. If you want to become mentally unbreakable, you must learn to disguise your inner world. Psychological disguise means no one ever truly knows what you're thinking, feeling, or planning. You must train yourself to appear calm when you are furious, confident when you are uncertain, and indifferent when you are deeply interested. When people cannot read you, they cannot control you. Think of the power in this. When others are angry, they explode. Everyone sees their weakness. When you are angry, you show nothing. When others are excited, they reveal what they want and can be manipulated. When you are excited, you act as if nothing matters. This terrifies people because it makes you unpredictable. When you are excited, you act as if nothing matters. This terrifies people because it makes you unpredictable. Machiavelli advised rulers to appear virtuous while secretly acting in their own interest. You can apply the same principle to your mentality. Appear open, agreeable, even harmless, while inside you are calculating every angle. People relax around someone who seems easy to read. They lower their guard, giving you information, showing you their weaknesses. By the time they realize you're not as simple as they thought, it's too late. This is not about living a lie. It's about controlling what you reveal. You decide what people see, not your emotions. You can laugh when you're planning. You can nod while you're disagreeing. You can show interest while feeling nothing. Every reaction becomes a conscious choice, not an involuntary leak. The more disciplined your disguise, the more people underestimate you. And underestimation is one of the greatest advantages in life. Machiavelli would tell you it's far easier to defeat an opponent who doesn't take you seriously. Let them think you are harmless, distracted, or naive. Meanwhile, you are gathering leverage, preparing your move. But there's another layer. Disguise protects you from attacks. When no one knows what offends you, they cannot provoke you. When no one knows what you love, they cannot bribe you. When no one knows your fears, they cannot threaten you. A concealed mind is a fortress without doors. Practice this in every interaction. When someone asks about your plans, give an answer that says nothing. When someone tries to anger you, give them silence. When someone praises you, accept it calmly without showing how you really feel. Every time you do this, you weaken their grip on you. Eventually, people stop trying to control you altogether because they can't figure out where to push. You become a mystery, and mystery breeds respect. Machiavelli knew that uncertainty is a form of power. People fear what they cannot predict. The goal is simple: be easy to meet, impossible to understand. Let your emotions serve you in private. Never expose them in public. Let your ambitions guide you in secret, not as a banner to wave. By the time anyone realizes what you are building, it's already finished and unassailable. Mastering psychological disguise is not about being fake. It's about being sovereign over your own mind. And when no one can read your mind, no one can chain it. Most people secretly hope to be pied. They want sympathy when they fail, comfort when they are weak, and applause when they simply endure. But Machiavelli understood this craving as poison. Pity attracts condescension. Pity attracts predators. Those who inspire it are never truly respected. A powerful mind does not beg for understanding. It commands attention. It radiates an aura that says, I do not need your help. I do not need your kindness, and I will not bend to your judgment. That aura, when genuine, produces something far more valuable than love. Fear. Machiavelli famously wrote that it is safer to be feared than loved. Most people misinterpret this as a call to cruelty. It is not about terrorizing others. It is about becoming so steady, so untouchable that no one dares to test your limits. When your mind is disciplined, you do not lash out emotionally. You do not plead for validation. And that calm self-command unsettles people. They realize they cannot sway you with flattery, guilt, or threats. Think about the people you've met who seem impossible to rattle. They rarely raise their voices, but when they speak, everyone listens. They do not brag about their strength. They simply project it. That is what it means to be mentally fearsome. To build this kind of mind, you must remove every sign of desperation.